Hi everyone, my name is Melody. Welcome to my channel where we talk about responsible consumerism by the way of project pans, no buys, and tips on how you can be the most ethical consumer you can be. Today's video I'm really excited to do because it was inspired by a YouTuber that I follow. She did a video 3 things that I love and 1 thing that I hate, and I'm going to do 9 things that I love and 1 thing that I hate. And I don't even think she knows who I am, except I'm a subscriber to her channel. Her name is Shawna Jean, and I will leave her channel linked down below. One of the first things I love is, I'm going to say, offbeat television. I love classic TV and foreign TV. That's mostly what I watch besides YouTube videos. So I love, in terms of classic TV, the Bob Newhart Show, Cheers, Mary Tyler Moore, The Dick Van Dyke Show. I also love Diagnosis Murder, which was in my lifetime. So, I mean, some of those also were in my lifetime, but I wasn't nearly old enough to enjoy them while they were on TV. Diagnosis Murder, I remember watching that the first time around, and it has Dick Van Dyke in it. It's really cheesy. So be examples of my favorite classic TV and then my favorite foreign TV, mostly British, but also now Canadian shows. The Vicar of Dibley, which is, I always say, is my hands down favorite show. I started watching British TV in 2nd grade, and I watched Are You Being Served? That was where it all started. And I also love British Coupling and a lot of mystery series that come over there. Of course Bridgerton, but I mean, I feel like that goes without saying. And for Canadian TV, I love Kim's Convenience. That is my favorite current show that's currently being produced. Oh, Transplant is another one that's coming out of Canada that's really good. I recently discovered a Norwegian show that I really like also. It is called Be Foreigners. That's a really fun one on HBO Max. It's in Norwegian with English subtitles, and it's a little sci-fi, and I'm not into sci-fi, but if you can get past the premise, the storyline could be very relatable to a lot of different situations nowadays. The second thing that I love is live theater, and that's going to include going to plays, going to the opera, comedy clubs, anything like that. My husband and I were members of the Young Professional Opera Enthusiasts Club with the Minnesota Opera. It's called Tempo. Before we moved away from Minnesota, so we enjoyed going to the opera. We were members of Seat Stir, which is where you can be seat fillers for any performances that are going on in your area. They have it in different markets. You should totally check it out. And so they had a ton of comedy clubs on there. We would go to comedy clubs really regularly, and we saw so many plays, and we discovered so many theaters through that we didn't even know existed before we were members of that club. So those were our nights out. We went to opera, plays, comedy, anything live we enjoyed a lot. The third thing that I really love is learning, and in that is included going to museums. So if we weren't at a theater, we were usually at a museum if we went out. We were members of the Minnesota Historical Society, and they have a bunch of different museums in that network, and we went to those all the time, and our boys were pretty much raised in the museums, and so now they all have a love for museums as well. And I think most of them, there's only 3, at least 2 of them I know really do enjoy live theater as well. Included in my love for learning is watching documentaries. I really enjoy watching documentaries and just going out and exploring. I feel like there's chances to learn basically in everything that you do. The next thing that I love is dresses. I love dresses, and I participated in Dresscember in December of 2018, and I was super mobile that December, so I have pictures of me in dresses in so many different places. I don't plug my Instagram a lot here just because I don't do a lot on it, but if you want to check out all of the pictures of me throughout Dresscember, you can check those out on my Instagram. It's meljoyous5, and you won't have to scroll back too far, even though that was over 2 years ago, because I hardly post anything on Instagram, but they'll be there. And I had a different dress for every day except I repeated 1 time, and I only repeated that 1 time because I wanted to wear that dress again. I could have easily done a different dress every day and then some. I probably could have done Dresscember and Dress January because I just have so many dresses because I love them so much. They're so fun and girly, and if you put on the dress, you don't have to think about the other piece of clothing that you're putting on because it's a one and done outfit. Another thing that I love is the color yellow. So I wore this sweater today. I don't actually own a lot of yellow, but I just love yellow. It's been my favorite color since like 1982. I don't know how old people are when they learn colors, probably around you. So let's say 1982. Even though it's becoming super trendy to be a favorite color, I like to be one of the originals in loving the color yellow. Another thing that I love is Trader Joe's and cooking, and I'm grouping them together because my favorite things to cook are with ingredients from Trader Joe's. There's just so many unique things there that I pick up and I just go to town having fun, creating something new with it. And the downside of being a cook like that is when people ask for the recipe, I don't even know what to say because I just throw things out there. And I have fun with it, and yeah, I can tell you the ingredients, but I'm also really not good at repeating. If I make something really good one time, if I try to make it again, there's no guarantee it's going to be really good the second time. Another thing that I love is true crime. I know I've mentioned that a few times on my channel already, but when I asked a few people in preparation for this video, what do I love? Everybody said true crime, so I couldn't leave it off of this list, and I like to get true crime by way of podcasts and shows, sometimes articles, and there's a few different motivations for why people enjoy true crime. And for me, I think it is the paranoia and the preventing it. So whether it is I can prevent true crime happening to somebody else or myself, I just like to be prepared for that, and I like to be in the know. Other people I think are just nosy. I'm probably that too. There's also a strong sense of a desire for justice that I want, as evidenced in other areas of my life. For example, Dresscember. Dresscember is to raise awareness and money towards the end of human trafficking. So injustice is a big thorn in my side that I fight against all the time, and I think one symptom of that is my love for true crime. And the last thing that I'm going to mention is I love playing board games with my family. Two of my kids are out of the house now, and before that, we would always play board games together, and we would just laugh so much and have so much fun. So that was always my favorite activity to do when all 5 of us were together. As promised, the one thing I hate, I could probably come up with 9 things off the top of my head of things that I hate, but the one that really, really bothers me is a specific grammatical error. And before I say what it is, I just want to say I know I don't have perfect grammar, but the rules that I know, I wish everybody would follow. Anyway, it's when people put at the end of things. Why is it so difficult to avoid that? Oh, you can see where my head's at. No, you can see where my head is. Don't contract those words, and then you have a perfect sentence. Okay? Or things where you don't even have to avoid the contraction and people put at the end. It takes less work to be grammatically correct than it is to be grammatically wrong, except for 90% of the world doesn't know that putting at the end of things is wrong. Like, where does that print at? More work. Where does it print? Period. The end. Actually, it's a question mark. You get the idea. So let's work on that, okay? Okay, you guys. That was fun. Are there any things here that you love too, or that you hate that I love? Or do you hate the same thing I hate? Or do you love when people put at the end of things? It drives me nuts. Anyway, I hope you have a great day. I hope you enjoyed this. I really appreciate you spending this time with me, and I appreciate you, and I will catch you next time. Bye!